Hello, everyone. Most of you who know me know that I'm a huge mama's boy. There is absolutely nothing I won't do for my mom. And she's had a pretty rough year the past year. She's actually had a pretty rough past 20 years. But before I tell you what my big plans are for her, I want to tell you a little bit about her. She was born Carla Hoyt in Camas, Utah, about 10 miles outside Park City. Her dad was a cattle rancher. Her mom was a school teacher. She and her siblings raised sheep in a field by their house. She was a jokester, prankster, full of life in high school, till she was in a car crash her senior year, where she was in traction for most of that year. But when she got out of the hospital, she decided she wanted an adventure. So she went to Brazil as an exchange student. For 6 months, she went to Brazil to learn Portuguese and, have a trip. She got home, met some guy at college. She was Dairy Princess. She was gorgeous. I'm a little bit biased, but she's this beautiful woman. She met some guy, and they were engaged, and the invitations to their wedding were out, and she found out that he was two-timing her. That's what she'll say. He was two-timing me. And so she took their wedding money and went to Europe. She decided to heal her broken heart through a trip. Had an amazing time, and then came back, eventually met and married my dad, had three kids, taught school herself, taught English at my high school. Always weird to see your mom in the halls of high school. Um, but she was always, even then, was up for some sort of to make life a little brighter. If it was lunch, let's go on the lawn and have a picnic. Um, she would try to find ways to have trips anywhere. Let's go on a little trip. That's what she always say. Let's just go on a little trip. So we'd get in the car and drive to Disneyland, and then come home, and that was her little trip. Or we would drive to Yellowstone, or we'd go to New York or something. There was always time for a little trip. Um, and this is kind of was her approach to life, and that kind of what formulated my life and how I structured, adventure travel was the most important thing. Most important thing. About 20 years ago, my father had a stroke, took him out, so completely paralyzed him on the right side. And he rehabbed slowly, but my mother, for the past 20 years, has been taking care of him 24/7, bathing, showering, feeding, entertaining. Absolutely anything my dad needed was up to my mom. So adventures were not as frequent. I actually forced her, didn't try to, but I was in a motorcycle crash in Uganda and I was all shattered up. So she had to fly to Uganda with my brother to pick me up. So that was a forced African adventure. But so I came back from Africa, did my surgeries, and then she was in charge of rehabbing both me and my dad. Um, woman is a saint. This picture right here, this is her trying to push me up a hill in my wheelchair to take me to see a show at the local theater. Um, Always something for anyone else. She lost herself in the service to me or my dad. She kind of ceased to exist because everyone else was more important. And I'm gonna get this together right now. Um, so anyway, about 2 years ago, she had to put my dad in a home because it was too hard for her. The hardest thing she's ever done, she said. But she would still go down every day for breakfast, lunch, dinner, take him for rides, trying to make his life brighter. My dad passed away uh, last Halloween on Halloween Day. She's had a bit of a tough time seeing herself, like she lost herself that the past 20 years. And so I'll say, "Mom, what are you doing today?" And she'll be like, "Oh, I might have a nap. Um, Maybe go out into the yard, do a little gardening, go visit Carla or Kyron, her friends, next door neighbors." Um, but there was the sense of joyful adventure that she used to create for all of us isn't there. Um, and so I said, "Mom, we're going on a trip." She said, "Where are we going?" I said, "We're gonna go to Paris." She says, "Oh my!" So she's so excited. What she doesn't know is we leave for Paris this week, but she doesn't realize that we're going to be gone for months. And not only is it Paris, but it's Barcelona and London and Rome. And I'm taking on her on a grand adventure, and I want to give her 20 adventures for the 20 years that she gave my dad. and revisit some of the old places in Europe that were her favorites. And at the very least, I get a great trip with my mom. So basically, what I'm hoping for is if you have friends, family in anywhere in Europe, if you would introduce them to me, so I can take her around, show her new things with local people, learn how to make chocolates in Switzerland. We're doing pastries in Paris next week. But if you'll kind of help me build her adventure, that would be fantastic. For me, it's a chance for me to get back on the road with my mom and to see if she can kind of see that part of her that disappeared as she was taking care of everyone else. So anyway, if you want to follow along, this is the blog, this is the website. It's the little girl from Camas. That's my mom. My dad used to call her that. Oh, you're just the little girl from Camas. It would make her smile. So anyway, follow along and suggest as you can. Come join us if you can. If you want to come visit, come hang out. There's a lot of you that know my mom. Come take the trip with us. Meet us somewhere. We'll have an adventure together. So anyway, any suggestions are more than welcome. Any messages of good luck or anything to my mom would be greatly appreciated. And I'm going to keep this going with pictures and videos and whatever else. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you have suggested for her. And follow. Bye.